tell me about your values, that which you think you have applied in your walk with God that has, helped you and brought you where you are now.
I think it would be, first of all, obedience.
Okay.
Um, Obedience, I would say humility, I would say. The reason I hardly say those things is because you can't tell yourself you're humble. Those things are
People should say that.
I'm still saying that because it's necessary and very essential to the growth of anyone who happens to do the things of God.
Okay.
The higher it takes you, the lower you need to come. That's how it works.
Hmm.
It's the reason you would have to be able to flow with anyone, irrespective of where you've been. I mean, sometimes I've had people tell me, I think you don't know who you are. I'm like, no, I don't know who I am. Because they feel like, okay, you should be in a certain way. You should talk in a certain way. You should walk with a level because of... I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. Because bear in mind that most of these same people you might be looking down on are the same people who have been there with you. They've supported you. Even if they don't do that closely, from afar, they've still supported you. Some, without anybody asking them to, they speak well of you to other people. They are willing to champion your cause without you asking them to.
Yeah.
And now you get to a point you feel like, what, you've outgrown them. No, it doesn't work that way. So the higher God takes you, the lower you need to come. You still need to be human. You need to still understand people. You still need to... Sometimes it's hard. You will get busy. There are times some of the calls, I'm like, but the ones you feel led to, you still need to make time for them. So for me, that's what it's been. And then the most important thing is... But definitely, obedience comes with the fear of God and all the other things that comes. And then the other thing would be hard work. I mean, I still don't play with my hard work.
Oh.
If you do all the spiritual things and you leave the work, it still doesn't get anywhere. So when God tells you to do, you have to still work hard, still make arrangements. And also, the last part I would say will be to be accountable for what God puts in your hands.
Wow.
It's a big deal for me. I tell people every time.
Break it down.
Accountability, where He gives me this, and I use this scenario to explain it most of the time to people. It's easier for me to say, don't compare yourself with people in the season of harvest or in their season of harvest when you're still in your season of seed planting or in your season of seed.
Okay.
So they've planted, they are reaping, they are living that life. You were not there when they were doing all the seed planting and investing and doing all those things. You may not be there. Don't rub shoulders with them. And also the little seed that you have, rather than planting it, you also rub shoulders with people who are harvesting.
Wow.
It's not, if it's not time, don't rush it. Be patient. Why you've seen them drive those cars, you also want to drive. You've seen them live in those houses, you want to do. Everything you see people do, you want to do. You allow social media, society to give you pressure. But some of the people you see do all the things they are doing, it's two things. There are people who are faking it too. There are people who have planted and they are now harvesting.
Okay.
But probably maybe what you think has come into your hands that looks like a harvest probably is your seed. So plant it back to the ground. Allow it to germinate. Keep planting. Don't be in a hurry to still live in that season of your harvest when you still know that it's still time for you to keep planting. And for me, that's what it is. So be accountable.
Nice. Talking about times and seasons, I know that, there's so many people who look up to you, and for which reason, when they get into the studio to record a song, they have you in mind. Oh, I want my song to hit like Joe Mattle. I want to be all over like Joe Mattle. But, forgetting that you started from a point and you have been in this for a while.
This morning I was thinking about it, small beginnings. It's so sad that our generation likes everything quick. Rather than, and so they still have something amazing, but they still look down on what they have. Like I want it to be, but it's part of the small beginnings. If you can't be faithful in that small thing, then God can give you greater things. So irrespective of how small that will be, cherish it, do it with all your heart, and be patient. Sometimes, you see, what people don't get is there's a level of elevation that actually may be good, but can also destroy a person.
Wow.
If you don't have the ability to maintain or sustain or use it wisely, it has a potency of destroying you. Even the anointing, people, like, there's a level of it that, there's so many people that have received different graces and other things, and all of a sudden they start behaving in a funny way and all those things.
Okay.
Reason is sometimes they have not truly bring through the process, and maybe for some
It
reason.
just happened.
And then they realize that, oh, I carry it, I have it, you know. It's like saying there are certain stages or platforms that if an individual may have not been built and trained and to know how to handle certain things is put on, it has the tendency to destroy them rather than creating an avenue for them to rise. It would rather crash them.
So you would go for process over breakthrough.
Process is the most. You can never see, the process is very important.
Yeah.
You see, what people don't realize is the process is part of the things that builds you towards where you're going.
Okay.
Because getting there sometimes is not that hard though. No. It's not. Sometimes it's not that difficult.
Staying there, no.
Staying there and even going higher is where the problem is. Getting there, because somebody can decide that, okay, no, you know what, I have a link. I can just make a phone call
and
then I put you there. But if you're not ready to be there and I just do that and put you there, I've not helped you.
I've set you up for some distraction.
I've set you up for that. So sometimes be careful the help you ask from people.
Wow.
Can you speak to this person on my behalf? Can you, which is cool, but be sure that you're ready for where you're asking to be. Don't just, and don't just look at it and want to be there without working. Whilst you wait for that time to come,
yeah,
go through the process, learn it, gather as much experience as you can, keep learning. Like, if I put you there in this, because sometimes sizes of even stage and place has a way that it intimidates people. It also.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you the same person singing like that? Because you can do better than what you're doing.
Wow.
But maybe rather than you taking time to go through the process, learn what is happening and all those things, you want, and you're in a hurry too. So it's very important. I mean, it's very